Okay, maybe this was a bit of a mistake. Better Call Saul in it? Ah. Alright. Fine. Here, oh, I can't, There you go. Happy now? It's, it's pinned for whatever reason. Uh, hello. How you all? Yes, so if the question you're about to ask is, Key, didn't you say you were only going to stream on the weekends? The answer to that is a complete yes, but I have taken it upon myself to also do a little bit of coding today for the Wizard of Legend PvP server. And because I'm going to do that, I basically said, you know what, at the same time, I may as well stream. That way people can get some tiny semblance on the stupidity that goes on in my head and just the way my own brain turns. So for now, wearing the same sweater. Listen, all right? Unless you want to pay me to buy new sweaters, all right? I'm going to be wearing this one, all right? So hush. All right, let's 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 see here. Let's start it up. Those Geeter dude. No. Oh, I don't have the option to do. Is it not in the? It's not in one of the. Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Nope, that's horribly not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a display capture. Nope. Oh no, it is display one. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. I'm hiding. There we go. I'm no longer hiding. Gonna place myself happily over in this corner. Now, don't talk to me ever again. I'm joking. All right, so for the uninitiated, and basically everyone who's just tuning in just to say hi and wondering what the hell are they staring at over here, this is the large amount of code that I have written for the Wizard of Legend PvP server. You can find the link in the description below. And essentially, I have made a Python script for a pick ban software, which I can actually show you. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I want to hide a few things. Uh-huh. 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 Gonna move this to that screen. I'm also gonna grab this and move this to that screen because I don't want people seeing things. And okay, and now I will move this back to this. So here's basically how the software is going to work. So essentially it's going to ask for two seeded players, the higher seed, the lower seed. If you don't know, seeding is essentially the order rate of hierarchy in a tournament setting. So seeding, we're going to put the higher player as me, Key, and we're going to put Soul as the lower seed, because why not? All right, so because I have the higher seeded player, I can choose whether or not I would like to either ban an arena first or pick an arena first, right? Pick meaning, so there are total of, if I'm not mistaken, 9 arenas. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, there are 9 arenas, and basically most of them get banned out in a pick ban format. So 7 of them get picked, 2 of them get banned. Right? So if I choose to ban an arena first, it initiates the pick ban software, and I can choose any one of these 9 arenas to immediately be banned. Right? So we're just gonna choose. I don't like the idea of anarchy. So we're going to ban out the anarchy arena. And now, as you can see, the software has said, okay, we're going to place it in the banned. This arena cannot be used whatsoever. Wonderful. Now then, because I chose to ban first rather than pick an arena first, now that an arena has been banned, Soul gets the ability to now choose which arena they want to play. So these are your remaining arenas. These are the list that they can choose from. They have 1 to obviously 8 to pick from. So they got to pick one that obviously fits in the criteria. So Soul may say he wants to go tournament arena, right? And then it's going to come down to me to pick. So whatever. All right. And now on the final one, because I already did a ban initially, now it is Soul's turn to ban out whatever he wants. So we're going to ban out dorms because that sounds stupid. All right. Now that's the pick ban phase. So these are our chosen arenas in order. These are the 7 arenas, if it's going to go down to 7 matches, that Soul and I are going to face off against in. And these are the arenas that are completely banned. Now, one thing to note is that you might be thinking, wait a minute, both players have 5 builds. If you took a look at, if you're a bit of an eagle eye, you'll notice that each player has a total of 5 builds, right? So you might be wondering, wait a minute, Key, both players have 5 builds. If you do a full set of best of with all 5 builds, wouldn't that be a best of 9, not a best of 7, right? And to that I say eagle-eyed, however, incorrect. And I'm about to show you why. Reason being is that one of the builds gets banned out, such that they can only have a possible of 4 builds per, which means that a total of only 7 arenas can be played. So because of that, that's how that works. Now, I've given the lower seeded player the ability to ban out a build first, right? This way it puts the higher seeder on an even more guard, because now they got to think, ah, shit, these are my 4, those are their 5, which of their 5 best faces against my 4 remaining, now that I can't use whatever one I can't use, right? And you can literally choose whatever build, it doesn't matter. And so then it comes down to a final. These are your banned arenas. These are your chosen arenas, the banned builds. So I cannot use ban build 1, Soul cannot use build number 3, and you'll know what the build numbers are by checking the submission Excel sheet found in the Wizard of Legend server. It's all there. And then basically it says this concludes, draft complete, good luck Wizards, and they go in to fight. This is a neat program. Thank you. So yeah, this is the program as a gist. This is the way it's currently built and set up as. Now, obviously, there are some major problems to this. Namely, if you notice, it is 255 lines of code. Now, reason that it is 255 lines of code is that I've just duplicated. See, if they choose to first pick rather than first ban, then this gets duplicated out. So I'm going to have to change that. The other way I do it is with a Google form that allows people to submit their builds and feed input from Google Sheets. That is exactly what I've done. So that's how they submit their builds. And then the end result is pumped into an Excel sheet that is readily available, that the wizards can view. It's all within the, which channel was it? I believe it was called the Keenament, the Keenament sign-up sheet. So if you scroll to the top of the Keenament sign-up sheet, there is a Google Docs, which shows the end results. You can't edit it, you can't put anything into it. And below it is the Google Forms submission sheet, where all the wizards will, submit their builds, and they will, put in everything they want there. All 8 people who have signed up so far have put everything in, so you can view what they're doing in the Excel sheet as a end result. I think going forward, I'll probably have that Excel sheet non-visible, because it's that portion caused a bit of a stir. People were like, oh, I don't want people seeing my ideas, right? And looking at it now, it makes sense. People can see, and at the moment I can't take that away anymore, because people have it like in their history or whatever, they can copy it. So now that it's out there, I can't really do much to it. So I don't really care. Going forward, if I do another arena with this pick ban format, I think at that time I'll keep the sign up sheet hidden until all players sign up and lock in their builds. That's the key portion, is they lock in their builds, which kicks off the tournament entirely. So I now need to basically do this portion, which it's not too disastrous. Basically, my plan is that I'm gonna remove this entire portion of code. So how many lines is this? I never even know. There should be a thingy that says how many lines of code I've highlighted. They're not. Oh, here it is. No. What? Column line 30s. No, it doesn't tell me how many lines I've selected, just how many things. Okay, so 241 to 142. Holy shit, it's 100 lines. What the fuck? It's like just under 100 lines of code. So I'm going to clean up this entire software. So basically this one is going to get completely cleaned out. Actually, yeah, this entire software is going to get cleaned out. And I'm basically going to leave it to this one, the higher seed first ban. And first thing, I'm going to just rename this to higher seed, not first ban, but higher seed choice. And okay, yeah. All right, banner, comma. F banner, so first banner, F picker. I think I'm gonna probably do this with a bit of a underscore just so that I remember. Okay, so these are the initial in-fed. So the way Python works is that there are functions that you can create. And so a function is basically a set of code that can be called upon at any given moment in time. Essentially allows you to basically say, hey, come back, I need you. And you know what, as I'm talking here, I'm going to go to music and nope. I need to go playlist. That's wait, is there no way to just play them all? There we go. Music by Sinister Rose Productions. She will be releasing music soon whenever I decide to actually get better with the bunch of bullshit. That's basically how it's gonna go. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to start to work in trying to change up some of this code. So I do have to change this code in order to benefit how it's going to work, because right now the code is designed to work off of global variables rather than me feeding it any inputs, which I need to change. I also have tea. So if I seem to stop talking and my avatar starts wiggling around randomly, just understand that I'm drinking tea. Because good lord, does coding take a lot of brain power. And if there's one thing y'all will ever know about me, I'm on limited supply of that for like fucking eternity. Alright. So remaining arenas. Why? Oh, I don't need this list here. I also don't need banned and chosen arenas. Welcome back. I basically give a little bit of an exposition of why I have certain things. Okay, I don't... What the fuck was what was the fucking point of putting this here? What is the point to this? If I was gonna do this... What the fuck? Okay. That was stupid of me. I'm gonna leave these in, but I'm gonna comment them out because they seem redundant. Yeah, I don't want this as readable code. Is this your code? Yes, this is my code. I made all of this, and I'm already questioning what the fuck I've done. And it's... How long has the stream been going on for so far? Only 20 minutes. God fucking damn it. This is gonna be one long stream. Oh no. Yeah, Combinator is best just in case you end up needing it. Yeah, that's what I'm basically gonna do. I don't know if I will need it or not need it, but I'm gonna leave that alone. These... I'm also questioning P1 builds because... I'm just trying to check... Remaining arenas... Arena to ban... This is the banned arena piece. It's a bit of a fuddled mess, so ignore this. LSBB, HSBB, HSBB, LS. So, okay. So I just say build whatever has been banned for the person. Why did I have an entire string made? Why did I do this? Some of these global variables don't make much sense to me. Now that I'm going through it. See, this is the whole point of the stream, was that I go through and I clean up some of this mess. Looks like my brain will hurt if I attempted it. It's because I have 6 years of this under my belt that I know what I'm doing, and that's why my brain isn't hurting too much. Otherwise, as I was saying earlier, I've got tea to try and keep my poor head on tight. Oh god. What the hell is wrong with my life? Also, Rose, how are you? As you can hear, music's going. Oh, that reminds me. I need to... add some of you. There we go. Okay, so I think I can leave this alone. The higher seed first choice function. So essentially this function, when it kicks off, it welcomes the players, asks, welcome to the Keyxeta tournament, time to begin. What is your choice? They're going to make their choices. And then once they've made their choice, this kicks off. Okay, so we go down, ignoring all of this. Yeah, so this is basically going to be 50% of why I'll probably remain calm, and the other 50% is I have a cup of tea with me. Okay, if 1 is chosen, first arena ban. Alright, and the code starts off with pick face user. Okay, so it'll be the first person, choose which arena to ban. So if it's the first arena to ban. Oh, perfect. But why are you giving me my notifs? Shouldn't you be... Fucking hell. Alright, first banner, first picker. Gotcha. And... One. User 2. So if this is the case, user 2, user 1. Perfect. So this will feed user 2 in as the first banner, and then the first one will be left out. I remember when I went to school for this, after like 3 hours of solid coding, I'd be burnt right out, and my mom would be like, "You're not done your homework, you should keep working on that." Yep! 3 years of time would be enough. I'm just happy playing the games. I don't need the detail. Yeah, this isn't the game per se. This is something I'm making to aid in playing the game. So if you probably weren't here at the beginning, Rose, so this software is a pick ban draft software that I've created to aid the tournament edition. Basically, I have a tournament that's I've been planning, and so to aid in the tournament's pick ban process, I've made an automated software that will help keep track of everything and make it look nice and pretty. So today, there's basically 2 things that I'm doing. The first is that I'm cleaning up the software, so 100-ish lines of code I'm basically gonna, wipe out. And then the other is that I'm gonna try tonight and see if I can GUI it, but I have to learn how to GUI something, and I'm not fully sure. I've never actually made so GUI stands for General User Interface, so that's your pretty window with buttons. I've never actually coded like that in Python. I made one very rudimentary software in C#, only because the stuff was click drag and I can automate some of the functions. Like, oh yeah, if click this will happen. That's not too difficult to do for me. But I've never done it in Python where I've created everything by default from scratch per se. So this is gonna be a first for me. That what we're doing. So, and in it I have the dev from. I think that's who Alton Button is. Okay, let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna just wipe out these. I don't need these. I don't need this function. Yeah, this was my function test. Okay, so I don't need this function test because the function works. So what I will do is I'm gonna copy all roughly 100 lines of code. I'm gonna dump it here for safekeeping. 10 problems in this file. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, you don't have the ringing noise intensifies, Lamau. Glad you know what you're doing, but sounds really cool that you're doing for that. Lamau, thanks. Yeah, so, okay, I'm gonna put that there for safekeeping. Obviously, there is a world of issues in it. Don't question any of them. We don't need to worry. HS seed first pick. Oh, right, because I've changed the name of the function to HS seed first choice. Wonderful. So now that that's confirmed, and it's feeding in the 2 users. All right. So now that the users are gonna get fed in, right? So F banner is gonna be user 1, F picker obviously user 2. So has now begun. Yes, so where it says user 1 will be first banner. Actually, do I want to do banner or picker? I think I just want to do banner. And picker. That'll just make things easier. Banner. Banned arenas. Banned. Oh man, there's a lot of banning. Fuck. So, user 2. So, hold on. Control F. User 1. Please choose the arena to play. Banner. Banner. As long as it's in the software. Okay. So. User 2, input name, string the user. So, okay. What is happening here? Some of you might be looking at this going, hey, Key, this doesn't make much sense. What in the world? So let me, oops. So let me break this down for you, all right? So essentially, user 1 and user 2 is inputting in the first and second user of the name, right? You're going to enter in the higher seated player's name into user 1. Input is basically the console saying, hey, give me a name. I want, not give me a name, but type something out for me. I want you to type it out for me, right? That's what user input means, right? So user 1 basically saying, put something in. User 2 basically saying, put the second person's name in. By the way, let me know if the music is too loud compared to my voice. My hot photos here. Can I do any actions from... No. Thanks, Rose. Thanks for being a moderator. Now I'm looking at that one like, what the fuck? Alright, I'll probably just leave chat. You know what? I'll leave it like this. Here we go. Okay. User 2. Right, so user 2 needs to become banned. No worries, no worries. Okay. Oh, I've already done picker, banner. Picker. This is... Thanks, both of you. Picker. Okay. Banner. Picker. User 2. Welcome to the KeyXeta tournament. Yeah, so it's basically gonna grab user 1, user 2 from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, wonderful. So it looks like I've cleaned up the software, and it should work fine. Right, let's click F5 and run that test. Python file. So here the debugger should begin to run the debug software. Enter the first player's name. We're gonna put Rose's name in, and then the lower seed is gonna be Soul. Welcome to the Tournament Edition players, Rose and Soul. Time to begin. Rose, as you are the higher seeded player, please select. Rose would like to first ban. Oh. Okay. Butt has been unclenched. Nice. Okay. Rose, which arena are you to... We're just gonna ban the first one. Soul, which arena to play? Rose, which arena to play? Soul, Rose, Soul, Rose. Soul, please choose the second and final arena to ban. Alrighty. So these are the chosen... Over to the build banning Oh, yes, and then this automatically gets shoved into 7. And so this is the ultra moving on to build banning stage. I don't... Okay. Alright, that's fine. Soul, please select from 1 to 5 which build of Rose shall they be banned. Oh yeah, Soul is the lower seed, so they'll be banned banning first, so we'll just choose 2. Rose will choose... Actually, Rose will choose 4. Alright. Banned arenas. Alright, shows... Oh, a final summary of the chosen arenas and bans. So, banned arenas. Storm. Chosen arenas. Shown... That will be played in order shown. Arena of Enhancement, Arena of Celerity, Arena of Fury, Destruction, Stability, Ultra Challenge. Build 4 has been banned from use for Soul. They've banned for use from Rose. This concludes all pick bans. Oh. Yo. Software works. Yo. Hype. I've cleaned up 100 lines of code. Poggers. Can we get some poggers into chat? No, don't actually do that. Dab instead. You've been given moderated powers. I command of thee to dab. Don't actually do that. I don't actually do that. I am joking. Live your life. How you please. No, but seriously, dab. Dab for me, monkey, dab. I'm joking. Or am I? No, I am. I am. Only 100 lines. Yeah, listen. Wait, there is a dabbing emote? What the fuck? I didn't know that. Wait, hold on. I didn't actually know there was a tab emote. Oh, okay. Alright, so these are completely redundant. And I'm thinking of... I think I'll leave that there just for the sake of, like, remembering what things are happening. One thing, though, that I do want to change... It's this. So... So, okay, yeah. So these all basically get thrown out in between the ban rotation. Problem is that, as you can see, it's a very befuddling... You just happened to look and there it was. What the fuck? That's actually... God, I hate this society. I really do. Okay, so I gotta think of what to do with this. Where do I want to put... Amber, are you in chat still? What do I do? Where do I put it? I don't know if Amber's still in chat. Amber's the modder. Well, that's been the name that I've been told. She goes by something else. I actually gotta get an official name out of her. What is that? What is what? What I've highlighted? Like, what does the highlighted text do? Is that what you're asking? Lines 52 to 75. Is that the question that you're asking for? Yeah, the stuff you highlighted. You wanted to move it, right? So what does it do? Oh, so this highlighted stuff is this portion right here. So it's literally this portion. That's what that highlighted stuff does. It basically tells you how many arenas are remaining to choose from, which arenas have become banned from play, which arenas have been chosen for play. But the problem is that the way that the code is that it loops around all the way into the final arena, which is to ban, which is fine. But the problem is that because it's inside of the while loop function, so basically the way that a while loop works here. Wait, do we have the whiteboard software on this? No. Okay. We're just gonna grab paint. Okay. So basically, think of while loop as like this. Okay. So while you are doing X in Y, okay? Essentially, what ends up happening here is that you are basically doing as you need in your code during a while loop, okay? And as you're doing it, you're gonna return variables, right? So x plus equals 1. Plus equals basically means add 1 to the variable, right? So what a while loop does is while this condition is satisfied, continue to loop around, right? So while X and Y, you're going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down through this loop. That's essentially what's going to keep happening, right? So in this case, while K is less than 1, all right, I'm going to keep going through this. I'm going to keep going through this. I'm going to keep going through this. And you're going to keep going through the if while loops. After the if loop, you're going to add pick band rotation, and it's going to jump all the way back to the beginning and go through everything again. And because I don't increase K until this very end, it doesn't loop, it doesn't break out of here. So that's what the while loop does, okay? Now that you understand what the while loop does, here's my big issue, is that this whole function, all right, because it's at the beginning of the while loop and it's outside of everything else, every time something gets completed, so if this if statement gets completed, it loops back to the beginning, all right? So here's what happens. You start at line 51, all right, while loop, gotcha. Then you go to 52, 53, 54, then you go to 55, 56, 57, 58, 9, and you keep going one line at a time, all right? And then you do your for loop print, and then you reach an if statement. and you're like, oh, okay, what needs to be satisfied? If pick band rotation is equal to 1, do whatever in here, right? And so it's going to look at this and go, oh, okay. I got you. What's pick band rotation? Well, right now it's set to 1. So what's the if loop going to do? It's going to go, oh, hey, it's set to 1. Okay. So now that it's set to 1, everything that's inside of this loop, it's going to do. All right. And then at the very end, see this plus equals 1 basically says take this variable and add 1 to it. So now this 1 becomes 2. And because it was an if loop, it loops out, right? So all this stuff gets ignored. All right. And because you've reached the bottom of the while statement, it loops back up to the top, to the while statement. All right. And remember, k is still equal to 0. So now the while loop will ask, hey, is k greater than or equal to 1? And the answer to that is no, because remember, the if statement got conditioned, got completed, and because the if statement got completed, all these else's. So you have to remember, so if and else statement, I should probably explain that. So the way it works is, if you are doing this, if this is true, then do that. Else, do that, right? So if you walk into a grocery store, if you have a list of items to buy the items. Else, walk out the store, right? That is an if-else statement. If this condition is satisfied, do it. Else, do this. And the elif is basically saying, if this condition is satisfied, do it. Elif basically saying, else, if this condition is satisfied, do this. So you walk into a store and say, if you have a list of items to buy the items. Else if you don't have a list of items to buy, but you know what you want to buy, go buy those items. Else, walk out the store. And that's an if elif else statement. So that's how that works essentially. So because that is what that does, that's how this whole situation does. And when you're doing an if elif else statement, when you satisfy one of those conditions, it forgets everything else. It goes, this was the condition that needs to be done, do this only. So because this if statement was done, all these elifs and else gets ignored, especially this else, because this else increases the value of the k. And because the value of the k doesn't get touched, the while loop conditions are not satisfied to break out. The while loop conditions are satisfied to continue the loop. And because the conditions are satisfied to continue the loop, you begin again. Now, because the conditions are constantly being satisfied to loop through, not break out, because this entire, like, print out the remaining stuff is inside, or it's outside the thing, it will keep doing it again and again. Now, here's the thing. I have one of two options. And actually, you know what? I'm going to call... Please join stream, need advice. Okay, so I have two options, right, for this statement. This is about, what is this, 25 lines of code, roughly? Actually, a little bit less, about 22, 23, okay? So I can either duplicate these lines of codes into all these if-elif statements so that they only come up during this moment. But the problem is it's 25 lines of code that it's redundantly pasting out. And I kind of don't want to do that. Or I put it into its own little function and I nest a function inside of a function. But I kind of feel like that won't do me too good. So I'm unsure of what to do, really. So I'm kind of hoping that Tournament Dev would join back in. This way I can consult her and she can sort of help me out here. Sorry, I need to lower the music. It's not letting me think. If the music's too quiet, let me know. I'll put it back up. Oh, I think they're offline. Okay. So since I don't need this test function, actually, you know what? I'll leave that there just in case I need to test anything. Okay. All right, you guys tell me. What do you think would be? I really think I should just copy paste it in. I really think that would be better. You know what? I think I will do that. Because this way it should, in theory, clean up. Yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll turn this to 2. But then it'll mess up the pick band rotation. Oh, you know what I do? I can set this to 0. Instead of 1, do if pick band rotation is equal to 0, run this. Plus 1. And this way it doesn't keep looping through. Yeah, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. If rotation equals to 0, and then it should come 1 and redo it. So let's test and see if I never see it again. That's what I'm sort of going for. Okay, everything see? The ban. Yeah, and then the summary does its own little thing. Beautiful. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. A final summary. I should have a... I print just new lines, right? I just do new line here. Yeah, I think that should work. Status. What did I start this whole thing off with? Like 200 something? Oh, I'm gonna go right back to it. Well, the code will be more streamed and just cleaner, personally, so I think that should be fine. So you see everything. Rose chooses to ban Arena 1. Tournament Arena has been banned. So, whoa! Yes, thank you. Yeah, I realized. Sorry. So, you missed it. Okay, give me a second. Let me just finish testing out the software. Huh? Oh, right. If it's even, it'll come back. And then Rose currently won't be able to see it. And then we see it there. Okay. So, yes, I did need something. Okay. So, basically beforehand, this bit of code here used to be outside of its own little rotation. So, what ended up happening was every time I did the... Oh, excuse me, sorry, T-burp. Every time I did the loop, what would end up happening was that, you know, it would keep looping back up through this, right? Move the VTube avatar. My bad. Better? Okay, so yeah, what was I saying? Yes, so this loop here. So essentially what happened was this whole set of code does this bit right here, okay? So it shows you, actually, no. This bit right here, okay? I can't see the side of the screen. Oh, you said that after the move, okay. Okay, so yeah, it does this bit right here where it shows you your remaining, shows the band, shows the chosen arenas for the code, basically as you're going through. So the problem with it is that because it was outside of its own if-else statement, every time it looped through, it basically redid this whole piece, which was fine for everything up to here. So once you chose your final arena, that was great and all, but then basically from this moment onwards, it would repeat it every single time, and it was kind of annoying. Now, so as you saw, I semi-fixed it by basically placing it within its own if-else string of 0, so that it would appear at the beginning. Oh god. And then when they begin to do their pick right here, you already have everything. It doesn't reduplicate itself, which is really, really stupid. I didn't like that at all. But the problem is that obviously now I'm going to have to copy paste this section of the code into all the if-else. So I can skip the first if-else statement. I've copied it into here. All right. It would show, yeah, it would show the entire thing again and again and again. And sometimes it would duplicate itself, especially in the summary, right? Because it was at the very beginning out in its own little world in the while loop. So it was just extra clutter that I didn't like. Now, I had two options really to do this. I could either copy paste it into each elif statement, basically. And basically every time it runs through that elif statement, it will only then show up. That way, when you're asking to ban builds, it doesn't show up, right? It would keep things a bit neater. And then when it does the whole summary, you know, only the band chosen and the builds of band will show up, instead of, you know, that entire beginning loop and then the summary, which is kind of stupid. But the problem with that, obviously, is that, as you can see, this is like 20-ish lines of code. This is 23 lines of code. I would have to add an extra 50 lines of code. 50 and then 75 lines of code. Right? So it would add like 75 lines of code, which I know I just eliminated 100, but I'm bringing back 100. But so my choices were either copying it again and again and again, or I leave it in its own if-else function. Oh, I remember this one had an issue. And I didn't know if putting it in a function inside of a function would allow these variables to remain independent as they would originally. Yeah. Basically, I need them to reappear at certain given times in the entire statements, because I don't want that, because I don't want this entire piece going again and again and again every time I go through one of these loops, because, you know, when you're going through the summary, it will load out all of that, which is just stupid as all shit. So either I could put it in its own if statement at the beginning, which I did, and then paste in, you know, the 20-ish lines every time for a couple times to be like 75 extra lines. Yeah, I have rotation 0. Not 1, but 2 to 8. 2 to 8. Because the 8 needs to choose the final arena to ban, and they need to see what are the last remaining arenas that they can ban. So 2 to 8, which would make it about, you know, 25 by 3, that's 75 lines-ish. Just about 70 lines of 70 lines of code added in. I can either do that, or I can do a function in a function. And I can put these 20-ish lines of code inside of a function. But I don't know if that function will be allowing me to keep these as independent, is the only issue. So those are my, like, 2 options. I don't know, which one do you think? Unless you have a third option, then spring it. I was gonna do that. But the problem is that if I do that if statement, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna do that here. And then it's gonna ignore everything else. And then loop back to the beginning. Oh, actually. Yeah, no. Then it would skip it. What an and statement is? Yeah. But I don't know. So would you put it in its own separate if statement? Or would you tell it to continue, is what you're saying? Make each one its own statement? No. It's fine. I'm just trying to understand myself. So, okay, so from what I'm understanding, you're saying to change this so that, yeah, I do. My current thought is to make it a function inside of this. I'd keep it out of the main if else. Yeah. Keep it out of, yeah, that's what I that's what I want to do. Do you think if I put a function in a function, it would break it? If I, like, turn these 23 lines of code into a function on its own? So I just don't know if that would, like, long-term break the software. If pick band rotation less 9. Need it for the while. Yeah, I need it for the while loop. So I'm thinking what I do is, inside of this function, I turn these lines of code into its own function inside of its own miniature function. And then basically in like 2 here, instead of printing these, I would just call that function. Would not break the code. Is a nested function optimal at all? Like RAM, CPUs, all that wise? I'm not too sure about that process myself. If it is, then you know what, I'm just gonna do it. If it's not too bad. If it isn't, and it could like cause huge chunks of RAM to build up, because I know functions are stored in memory. Oh, but then again, when this function gets uncalled, this entire function would also get uncalled too, right? Variable are all local variables inside HSC choice. No, so I can basically do for this similar to what I've done here, is where I see the users are all external choices here. Oh no, but they actually get dumped into banner and picker. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. No, I get what you're saying. Without passing it as a variable. Yeah. Can I pass? Do you know if I could pass arrays? Actually, wait, no. I should be able to, right? Because it's a global function. It's a global variable. Well, quote unquote global, right? So if I do that function, it should leave these alone, no? Define remaining band chosen. And that should pass those variables in, and you can pass arrays. Oh, okay. Yo, then I think that's perfect then, right? Then I'll just pass them as... Oh, perfect. Okay. You, lady, are a goddess among gods. Pass it. Yes, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm doing exactly that. I'm doing exactly what you say. Yes. Define. And then what would I call this? HSC print. I'm just gonna... Right. No, I'm gonna try it. Just, yeah, DM it to me. I'm here. If you read it out before I end up doing it. Amogus. Goddess Amogus gods. Okay, that just sounds stupid. Oh god, my tea's gotten cold. Shoot, now I gotta know. Fuck, what do I call this variable? Or this function? Guys, I need a name. And like, don't give me just some random bullshit name. I need a name that makes sense for the function. This is the arena choice. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna name it as arena list herder. And then you said to pass main underscore arena. Just gonna Copy that exact line. Yes. And we're live. Bad, Zeta. Bad? What bad? What bad? What did I do? What? What? Need to be on the root line? Don't think they can technically go inside one another, so we can't nest a function inside of a function. Well, we're about to fucking find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Key Breaks Bullshit, where I do a bunch of bullcrap. Alright, so we're gonna cut this. You're going to paste it all there, and then because that's too far out, I'm gonna shift print. Oh, whoops. There we go. We're gonna shift print this all back. Melody, fuck off. Oh, arena list. It's inside another function. Yeah, I think you can call functions inside one another. That's what I thought you meant. Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, it's gonna be here, defined inside of here, and I'm gonna basically call arena list here instead, right? So if 0 arena list, right? We're gonna call arena list, and it's gonna do its whole thing, and then instead of God knows all of this, arena list, that should do that one, and then wait, did I just delete? Oh, shit. Try running it with only those edits. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Damn, you streaming? Hell yeah, I am. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. I'm being fully honest here. Whoops, I put a breakpoint in there. Okay, so try running higher seated player's name. Dunk on soul. Alright. Amber, you choose to... Oh, fuck. Oh! I'm such a fucking idiot. You are looking at code, and you're also looking at me being a fucking idiot when I'm coding. So... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna actually copy this whole piece, because this is what's important. Not this fucking idiot. What are you doing, you moron? Yes, of course. Listen, don't, Okay. Alright, I think that's everything, right? Wait, hold on. Yeah, remove that. No, you don't need that. What line? What line? Never mind. You're good? Okay. I'm the idiot here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, fuck. It might work. Oh, holy shit, it works. Holy shit. Oh my god, it works. Yo, Amber, you're a fucking genius. Band arenas, tournament, dorms, chosen 1 to 7. Build 4 has been banned for Amber because Key chose to ban. Please select from 1 to 5 which build of Amber shall they be banned from using. Build 1. Oh shit, this is backwards. Well, I had the idea, but I was sitting there. Listen, before you showed up, I was quite literally copy-pasting 25 lines of code to add 75 lines. Alright? If it weren't for you, this shit would not have been fixed. E. Oh, whoops. This needs to be LC'd. And... oh, wait a minute. Fuck. Okay, hold on. I've got another issue now. Because lower seed LS no, that's wrong. Lower seed needs to be the lower seed person. Can I call user 1-2 from outside? I don't think I can. I think what I'm gonna have to do... I think I should be able to, though. So I believe I had this before, didn't I? I think I might have fixed this. Okay. Amber. E. First ban, doesn't matter. Okay, so I banned the final arena. Amber needs to have 5 out. Key needs to have 3 out. Okay. Build 5 has been banned from use for Amber. Build 3 has been banned from use for Key. Okay. Pick bans is done. I've fixed that. Holy shit. 162 lines of code. Software has officially been cleaned out. Oh, we did it. Yo, sound the alarms. We did it. Whoa. I should stream me making rope kit. I mean, you're free to do a collab stream with me if you like. it'll be on my screen doing everything, and then you basically just sort of screaming at me and calling me some sort of form of baka. But, you know, it's all up to you. But I think I'm done. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Nice. Big fan phase has begun. Da-da-da. I'm going to streamline rope packer and wizardify. Yeah, do it. Into one software, since that, you know, makes sense. And I'll call it rope kit. Go for it. That would be smart to do. You know, the optimization is a very, very smart thing to do. I rushed the rope packer, to be honest. You know what? Listen. At the end of the day, as long as you have something, that's fine. Even if it's a bit rushed. Obviously, you should never rush anything, because it always will turn out bad. But I think you put in the effort to actually get something out there, and now that you know what you're doing, you can clean things up. So that's one of the that's why I chose to do this stream, right? And to teach a bit of Python, is that I'm cleaning up the code and software due to that. And actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna delete this distribution. What's this? Oh, that's the band format file. Create exe. Go to this folder. Run. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, now that you know what you're doing, it's the important thing, right? Okay. Now the question is, do I... Yes, feel free to. Actually, answer me this. Roke is calling my name. What? Better job. What, you don't want to do this with me in the background? Tier. Okay, so the question is, do I want to do the GUI part on stream right now? Or do I want to do that sort of later after I've sort of figured out what the hell I'm doing? Because right now I don't know how to do any of it. I think I might actually do that later, so I might just call this a very quick stream and then do another stream some other time with me making everything into a bright, nice GUI, a general user interface. So for those who don't understand, this is all command prompt. Command prompt being the text-based code, right? This would show up in that line of text that also was at the beginning of the stream. And essentially what I'm saying to do is I'm going to turn all this sort of like text into buttons, you know? Turn it into nice buttons here that you can click on and press and do everything instead of having to sort of type everything out. I think I'll do that for next time. And I just have to think of how I'm going to have the general look of everything. I don't know if I'm going to have buttons below or if I'll have like inputs below where you'll just push a number and then hit go. Probably do it like that instead of gear buttons. But I do want to put buttons in. They will need to type anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Fuck, okay. Yeah, I think that'll be all for now. Right as Sinister was about to play. Star shows later. Okay, thank you so very much for the people who have joined. World's biggest thank you to Amber for coming by and helping me, because Lord knows I don't know what the hell I am doing with my life. But, yeah. I think for now, I'm gonna call it and essentially just figure out what the hell I need to do. Yeah, so this is basically me in a nutshell. I run at 3,000 miles a minute, and I just need to understand what the heck I'm trying to do before I do anything. So, okay, yeah. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna figure out how to do the GUI bit first with coding in Python and all that. And then once I figure out how to do everything, I will do another longer dedicated stream, and that entire stream I'm just gonna be making the buttons, putting everything in, trying to order everything out, and you'll get to see the full process of me doing everything, and you'll get to see how I do all of my jazz. But I think for now that will be it. So, stay happy, humble, enjoy life, everyone. Catch you later.